Ever feel like some kids are just magnets for trouble? You know, the type, always in the principal's office. Always the center of some classroom drama. That was George. For his teachers, he was a handful. For his parents, he was a constant source of stress. Another problem to solve at the end of a long, exhausting workday. One afternoon, the phone rang again. It was the school. George had mocked a classmate with a stutter, reducing the poor kid to tears and throwing the entire class into chaos. His parents sighed, canceled their meetings, and rushed to the school, bracing for the usual lecture. They were tired, frustrated, and frankly, at their wits' end. What were they doing so wrong? But this time, the meeting with the principal took an unexpected turn. As they discussed George's latest incident, the principal, a wise and experienced educator, gently guided the conversation away from the misbehavior itself and toward George's life at home. He asked about their work, their schedules, their time together as a family. Hesitantly, George's parents admitted they were rarely home. One worked early mornings, the other late nights. Family dinners were a distant memory, and weekends were often spent catching up on work or sleep. That's when the principal shared a simple but profound observation. He said, "I don't think George is a bad kid. I think he's a lonely kid." He explained that for George, getting into trouble was the only surefire way to get his parents' undivided attention. A phone call from the school meant Mom and Dad would drop everything and come running. In his own confusing, childlike way, George had figured out that negative attention was better than no attention at all. The words hit George's parents like a tidal wave. They saw their son not as a problem to be fixed, but as a little boy desperate for connection, using the only tool he had. That day, they didn't leave the school with a punishment plan. They left with a new perspective. They started making small changes, carving out 30 minutes of George time each evening. No phones, no work, just them. They planned a simple picnic for the weekend. It wasn't an instant fix, but slowly, the calls from the school started to fade. George was still a lively kid, but the desperate need for negative attention began to be replaced by the quiet confidence of a child who feels seen and loved. This story is a powerful reminder that behind every behavior, there is a reason. Sometimes, the loudest kids are just trying to tell us something they don't have the words for. It reminds us to look past the action and see the person, to lead with empathy. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content that explores the heart of human connection. See you next time.